Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar,
and you are tuned into Our Plugs of Community Connection, where culture, commerce, and community come together on one powerful platform.
Absolutely. This is a show that connects Black and minority-owned businesses, nonprofit organizations, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and change makers all in one place. We don't just talk, we build, we uplift, and we plug you into the resources that help our community grow.
Yep. From business ownership and financial empowerment to mental health, education, arts, culture, and justice, this is a space where real conversations meet real solutions.
I know that's right. So wherever you're listening, whether it's from home, at work, or on the move, stay locked in because you're officially plugged into Our Plugs, the Community Connection.
Now let's get into today's show. Good morning, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Good morning, Memphis, Tennessee. Good evening, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for listening in, tuning in. We've got a great show for you today. Today is How's Your Mental? Today we are talking about diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage. We are blessed to have our sisters on the panel. They're going to give us some information. So buckle up. It's going to be a great show, a great day, it's going to be great all the way around. Let me go ahead and remind you guys to drink your 16 ounces of water as soon as you wake up every single morning. Take your morning medication as well as your vitamins and eat you a healthy breakfast. Breakfast is what? The most important meal of the day. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Miss Morningstar so we can get our affirmations in. God knows we need them. Come on, sis. Come off mute and give us some affirmations.
They come around so quick. You fly through that introduction. Well, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Wednesday, hump day. We are there. Almost there, y'all. Hump day. Whew. So today's affirmations, we're going to talk about being kind to ourselves. And I wanted to talk about being kind to yourself because I am personally very hard and critical of my own self. So I've been told that I need to be more kind to myself. So I'm going to take that advice, but I'm also going to use an affirmation to help other people who suffer through that, right? So self-kindness affirmations are short, positive phrases designed to replace your inner critic with a supportive voice. By repeating them, you can rewire negative thoughts, patterns, and reduce stress and build lasting self-compassion. You deserve your own love. So with your own kindness, your own forgiveness, you are the only person who will always be with you. Ain't that the truth? So it's important that a person be encouraging, loving company of yourself. So here are some affirmations I came across, guys. I'm gonna read them off and jot them down, use them. But hopefully it'll encourage somebody to be kind to yourself, love on yourself a little bit more. For releasing perfectionism, some of us want to go to be perfect. It just is. Say these things. I'm doing the best I can, and that is enough. I cannot be perfect, and I don't need to be. I release the pressure to make the perfect decision. My worth is not defined by my productivity or my achievements. For treating yourself like a friend. I choose to offer myself the same grace and patience I give others. I replace my inner critic with my biggest supporter. I deserve the same love and kindness that I freely give to those I care about. For mistakes and growth. I forgive myself for my mistakes. They prove I am learning and growing. I am a work in progress, and it is okay not to have everything figured out. Just because I have negative thoughts does not mean it's true. And finally, for tough days. May I be gentle with myself during difficult moments. These feelings are temporary, and I will take a moment, and I will take a moment to care for myself. And finally, I accept myself exactly as I am today.
I like all of that.
So, yes, I do too. So if you're hard on yourself, if you give yourself a break, y'all. We are human. And at the end of the day, we are going to make mistakes daily, but it's okay. It's okay.
It is okay. Give yourself grace. No one is perfect. Only Jesus Christ was the perfect one.
That's
Everyone else,
it.
we're just trying to make it every single day. And I have to remind my little people in my life that social media, they're only showing you the good parts.
Yes.
And if you're only seeing, a person post, they're not going to post when things are bad. They're not going to share their lives. So, know that it's okay. It's okay to not be perfect. No one can be perfect. You can just try to be good.
Yep.
It's not even hard. Just try to be good. Thank you, Miss Morningstar, that for a good reminder to love yourself.
Yep.
Stop beating yourself up. Life is hard enough. All right, let's get into this weather. It's really simple. Hot. And that is your weather for today. Hot, hot,
Sweltering
sweltering.
hot. It is
Yes.
ridiculous
You
hot.
have stepped into Hades, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Holly Springs, you got a bit, and Memphis, you got a bit of a break. Today, you have
Lucky
a high
y'all.
of 89. I know I'm jealous. A low of 72 feels like 97 during the day, 81 at night, with a 15% chance of rain. Winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be cloudy today, a little overcast, but it's still just hot. But you're not in the 100s for once. And humidity is high all day and all evening. Drink plenty of water. Memphis, Tennessee, today you have a high of 90, a low of 72. Feels like 96 during the day, 82 at night with a 5% chance of rain. Winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be sunny all day and hot. Humidity will be high all day, all evening. Buckle up, Houston, H-Town. We have a high today of 102 degrees, a low of 82. Feels like 115 degrees during the day and the afternoon and evening. At night, feels like temperatures are 89 degrees, so 90 degrees at night, with a 6% chance of rain. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Forecast is hot, and humidity is moderate during the day, high at night. It is going to be a very hot day. It is imperative that you drink plenty of water. I'm a coffee drinker, I'm a coffee lover. I get drinking coffee, but coffee actually dehydrates you. So after I finish drinking a cup of coffee, I down at least 16 ounces. Do I go to the restroom quite often? Absolutely, because I drink water all day. You're supposed to cleanse your body. You're supposed to replenish your water, especially if you're sweating, you've been working out, you don't even have to work out. All you got to do is walk outside. It is hot. So please, folks, take it from your girl. Drink your water. And let's get into this news that you can use, okay? Big Bertha is on her way, baby. Do y'all know who Big Bertha is? Miss Morningstar, have you heard of Big Bertha?
I heard she's trying to sneak her butt through here. I'm gonna
She's
need
on
her
her
to
way.
find some business.
I'm gonna need her to make an about face and go
Find
back where you
something else
came
to do,
from.
ma'am.
You're not welcome here. Do you
Mm-mm.
even go here? Let me get into it. Tropical Storm Bertha, aka Big Bertha, is forecasted to track near the northern Gulf Coast over the coming days, bringing heavy rainfall, coastal flooding, and potentially life-threatening storms. Surges are expected through Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, according to the National Hurricane Center, NHC. Um, it looks like it's projected to hit Florida and then come this way. I'm hoping that it dissipates before it gets to Texas. But our families in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, please be cautious. Get to higher grounds. If you are in a low-lying area, please, there's nothing more important than your life. You can replace everything else except your life. Get
Yeah.
out of the path of the storm, please. And don't wait until the storm hits. Take your mini vacation, pack up you and the kids, and y'all just drive up north. That's it. It's that easy. And I know a lot of people say, well, I can't afford it. You know what? If you can afford to go out, you can afford to party, please afford to have your life. Because Big Bertha, it looks like she's not playing with anybody. So please be cautious. All right.
Yeah.
What news? What other news? Because things happen every day. I heard Pete Kegsbreath is asking for folks' phones. I would give somebody my doggone phone.
Because they
How
was
old am I? 16?
Because they was talking about him.
That'd
So
be the day
him
that
feeling hurt.
that would be the
He
day
want to
that
know.
I quit.
He want to know who been talking about him.
That would be the day that I quit. Cry baby.
You got to go. You ain't my friend no more.
I mean, they are awesome. I mean, these are the softest people. Sherman, okay? You want everyone to turn over their phones the way I would not turn over my phone. I'm not turning over my phone.
You lost your mind. Somebody
told you
wrong, bruh.
Who? And if you work, my thing is, if you work there and they're demanding your phone, why are you still working there? Go find you another job, baby. Yeah.
Don't hurry.
Don't do it.
Get up out of there.
Get up out of there. You have a right to your privacy. No one has a right. No employer has a right to your personal data. That's none of their business.
It's not. It's ridiculous. I mean, every day. You already know. I think he had some type of hearing today too, and I heard it didn't go well. I heard it, yesterday. I heard it did not go well. I haven't read anything up on it, but what you expect from a person who's drunk?
At this point, nothing ever will amaze me. I am not astonished about anything. I expect them to be just as simple-minded as they are. I didn't hear about the hearing. I have elected to, if I have to hear about anything, y'all are going to have to tell me. I just can't. Sometimes you just got to take a break from it because you can only punch the air so many times. And we're sick and tired and sick. What do you have? Do you have anything? I do have some information for Alabama. I'm sorry, for Mississippi.
Okay. I got a story out of Memphis. Well, possibly could have been Memphis.
Because Memphis cuts up.
Yeah, but y'all, so it's a company out here scamming, saying they based out of Memphis, right? So I don't know if y'all ever have gotten, and I'm pretty sure y'all have gotten like maybe text messages or emails from Indeed if you're signed up with them about, hey, I got this job, it's a remote job, and you can make up to $4,200 a month. Just doing some work from home. So it was a Memphis company, claimed to be Memphis, called Postland LLC. Promised remote workers across the country $4,200 a month to repackage and reship high-dollar items from home. So workers around the country have said, hey, the great part-time job, looking for some part-time work. I mean, who don't need a little part-time work right now? People are struggling, pay gas, buy food, thanks to this economy. So a young man, he's a father of 4. He decided to pick up a part-time evening job doing it. He thought everything was legit, right? He said, hey, this will be a good time. So he did the job. He actually did the packaging, did the work. When it came to payday, he didn't get his paycheck. So he called the HR department, and a HR representative by the name of Jasmine claimed to tell him, oh, the money is on the way. He said, okay, the way she said it too. I know she said it like that, y'all. He said not even an hour later, he just decided to call back the number. She had blocked him.
She blocked him?
She blocked him, and she blocked him, and this happened to a few other people as well. So this was not just him, another man in California, another man in Tennessee. So this was a scam. And when they traced the address, couldn't find the address.
What was I don't understand how you make money off of scams like that. You are having people work and ship products for you. And so
Right.
you're having people products package products and ship them to people. What? Free labor?
Yeah, it's slave labor. Slave labor.
Oh no.
So they had these people doing these packages.
Did they catch them yet?
And telling them they were gonna get $4,200, and nobody got paid. So when they went to go look up this company, the address was fraudulent. This is what I'm saying. Y'all have to do your investigation.
Yeah, you have to do your due diligence. Yeah.
Yes, because he had sent them his bank, his routing number, everything, because he thought he was gonna get direct deposit. But still, you need to research these companies to ensure they are who they say they are.
Absolutely. Even in when you're working, I don't know about other people's companies, but my company, we have an IT department that sends us information about scams that are going around. And I'm in finance, so I get a lot of calls from quote unquote companies who want to do business with my company. And they'll call and ask questions like, we'd like to get your receivables, and we'd like to do third-party collections with you. Can you tell me how your company's structured? And every time they call, I'm like, we don't divulge that information. Number one, I have no idea who you are.
Right.
And you have to be really conscious and aware of who you give your information to.
Yes.
When people get a hold to your bank account information, they can create all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to give anybody tips, but all kinds of things can be done. All they need is your routing number and your account number. Hold that close to you. Don't give it out. And if you do I hate giving my card out when I go to a restaurant. I hate giving them my card and they want.
I promise you, I have gotten to the point, like, I'd rather go get a prepaid card and load money on it. Because even when I travel, because these scammers, it's just too many out here doing too many things, and they're slick. And like, this was a vulnerable moment. They know people are looking for, Cash App cards are good to use too. They know people are out here trying to, make a living, make ends meet. And the little simple things, like, and then they took their time out to do this job and then didn't even get paid.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when I was getting back into the workforce, there were a lot of scams. There was a lot of companies saying, like, even on LinkedIn, even on Glassdoor, so many fraudulent companies, that what I would do is I did the research to see if it was an actual company. So all you have to do is a Google search.
Yeah.
And see where that company is and call them. When I called, I would call and say, are you hiring for this? I just received it. And there were so many people that I called and they were like, no, that's a scam. Thank you for letting us know. No, that's a scam.
Wow.
So you have to actually call. Don't call the number that they tell you to call. Do a Google search and find the actual company and see if there truly is a job, if there truly is a position. I hate this for people, but this is where we're at. We got a president that then scammed America. He scammed the world. So it's
it's okay. But the people of the world, these crooks are out. They out here.
He's the ringleader, baby. They see him and they're like, well,
lead by example. And
it's anybody. We good now since he got in.
I got one more.
Go ahead.
Health alert for Shelby County in Memphis. So the measles.
Not
The
again.
measles. Yeah, Shelby County Health Department is alerting the public to the county's first reported cases of measles for 2026. So health officials say that it's the first case reported in Shelby County this year. The risk is believed to be low, but I'm still telling y'all, get vaccinated, do what you got to do, make sure your kids is vaccinated. You know, we know that this was not a problem until
Frumpy
and deep throat. Okay.
What you calling? What you calling him, sis?
The Kennedy deep throat. Okay. Kennedy. He get on my nerves. We ain't talked about him in a long time. I don't even want to bring
deep throat.
But this is the third measles case in Tennessee this year. Measles case reported in Tennessee this year. One case was reported in Nashville last week. The other was in Middle Tennessee on July 11th. So that's not a lot, but it's enough. And it's when it's in your county, it's enough to be concerned to the point where y'all want to make sure your kids is vaccinated, up to date on the shots. And
I can't even look at the comments on TikTok. Y'all are
deep throat. Don't
stop saying it, Miss Morningstar. You're not helping the cause.
He gonna get y'all in trouble. But that was it. That was my health alert from my family in Memphis. You know.
Right, Maud. Right. Let's take a break. Because y'all know how Miss Morningstar get. I need to break it up because she goes off, you know, and she's already got the family on TikTok acting out. So let's go ahead and take our break. You're listening to Our Plugs of Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. We will be right back after this quick commercial break. Be quiet. I'm going to put you on mute. We'll be right back, y'all.
Advertising with Our Plugs. The Community Connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
Life can be overwhelming, but you don't have to face it alone. Join us for honest conversations about mental health, healing, relationships, self-care, and everyday challenges that we all face. No judgment, just real conversation, real people, and practical tools to help you heal, grow, and thrive, because your mental health matters, and so do you. Join MrsJack and Counselor Nikki Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all Our Plugs social media platforms and on WKRA The Change Radio, 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. You have found your one-stop shop. Sparklekix has everything to outfit you from head to toe. Well, not everything, but close. From crochet hats, to sassy tees, to our custom blinged out Crocs and sneakers, we have it all. You can even customize your home with our resin art. Whether it's a custom set of coasters or K-cup holder, handmade dominoes, or your kid's very own custom tic-tac-toe board, we are here for you. We are located on Etsy, Our Plugs LLC, and the TikTok shop.
Mommy-daughter duo, Counselor Nikki and Addie, want to welcome you to the Sparkleverse, where every child has a light that is uniquely their own. Through heartwarming adventures like in Addison Sparkle, unforgettable characters and everyday moments like in Kai Finds a Spark, children learn bravery, resilience, and the power of believing in themselves. Find us at CompassionCreationsPress.com and at OurPlugs.com. Hope we help you find your sparkle.
Hello, my name is Sila Carter, the founder of our nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what Carter Caring Hands does, we help families keep food on their tables here in the Michigan area. If you'd like to support us, go to CartersCaringHands.com or ourplugs.com. Donate whatever you can, because every penny counts, every dollar folds, and together, you and I can uphold the dignity in the communities we serve. Thank you.
Fall fashion is finally here at Morningstar Boutique by Tam. From soft, cozy sweaters to stylish cardigans, whether you're heading to work, brunch, or date night, we have the perfect look waiting for you. Check us out at ourplugs.com. for your style needs, where style meets confidence.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7. The Change. I wanted to get into this story really quickly. It is about the medical examiner in Mississippi. So there's a quote: "Can't be trusted. In a state scarred by lynchings, 4 Black deaths, and 1 troubling autopsy findings have Black families questioning Mississippi's medical examiner." In a state with a long history of lynching and racial injustice, advocates are raising concerns about Mississippi's chief medical examiner and her rulings in several deaths involving Black residents in recent years. Dr. Stacy Turner, a board-certified forensic pathologist, becomes Mississippi's interim chief medical examiner in January 2021 and officially assumed the role in November of that year. Over the past week, activists have accused Turner of obscuring the truth in deaths of Nolan Xavier Wells, Damian Cameron, Travian or Trey Reed, and Shannon Wilson, all African American males. Okay. Nolan Xavier Wells, the most recent case involves Nolan, an 18-year-old student at Southwest Mississippi Community College, and on July 6th, authorities found his body submerged in water near Horn Island, a remote barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Wells had traveled there by boat with friends over the 4th of July weekend, and everybody is pretty much aware of what has happened or what we suspect. Well, the Jackson County Sheriff Office and the county coroner said Wells died in an accidental drowning and reported no signs of foul play. However, Turner's office conducted an autopsy on July 7th, and those results remain pending. Wells' family has retained civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who commissioned an independent autopsy, and those findings have yet to be released. Crump has said he plans to release the results following Wells' funeral, which took place on Monday, July 20th, and drew hundreds of mourners. It was a very, very sad situation. There's a post from Kimberly James. She said, Mississippi medical examiner can't be trusted. Nolan Wells' autopsy was overseen by chief medical examiner and forensic pathologist, Dr. Stacy Turner. She was officially appointed the medical examiner. However, during this time, she has been accused of mishandling 3 high-profile cases, specifically those involving us, and when the person of interest are them. It's I'm not gonna say it's always the case, but
sounds right, Kitty. Sound right.
It sounds, if it continues to happen, it and it only, she's been questioned about, like that poster said, when it's us and it involves one of them, they need to look at that. In July 2021, Turner investigated the death of Damian Cameron, a 29-year-old Black man who died after Rankin County Sheriff's deputies violently arrested him. How do you get violently arrested? How do you get arrested violently? How? Anyway, the department has drawn national scrutiny in recent years over its goon squad, a group of deputies later convicted in multiple abuse cases. Deputies responded to a neighbor's complaint accusing Cameron of punching a wall though his family disputes that claim and says no damage existed. During the arrest, deputies repeatedly used tasers on Cameron. One deputy pressed his knee into Cameron's back as Cameron said, "I can't breathe." Paramedics transported Cameron to a local hospital where doctors pronounced him dead later that day, unalived. F1 in the comments, please. Turner later ruled Cameron's cause of death undetermined, even though the autopsy documented internal bleeding in his neck, an injury pattern consistent with compression of the upper back or neck area. How is that undetermined?
Let's stop right there. She is one of them. She works for them. Ain't no questioning. Ain't no Ain't no questioning it.
The report also described several facial swelling and trauma. A grand jury declined to indict the deputies, relying on parts of Turner's findings. However, in 2023, 3 independent forensic pathologists reviewed the case and concluded that Cameron's death was a homicide. There's nothing to be undetermined about, Dr. Hughes said, chief of forensic pathology at Rutgers University. And he was talked to the New York Times. One of the deputies involved in Cameron's arrest is now serving a 20-year federal sentence related to the Goon Squad torture case.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was a medical examiner.
She is, baby. She need to be investigated.
She needs to be put in prison.
She need to be put in prison, investigated.
I got 2 more that I want to go through.
Go ahead.
Let's give Mississippi there. Let's give them a moment. Trey Reed, a 21-year-old student at Delta State University, was found hanging from a tree on campus, September of 2025. I remember this one.
I do too.
Bolivar County officials initially ruled his death a suicide. We don't commit suicides in trees, people. Turner's office later affirmed that the conclusion classifying the death as suicide by hanging. Reed's family disputed that finding, and they retained attorney Ben Crump and Vanessa Jones, who ordered an independent autopsy by forensic pathologist Dr. Mathis O'Kay. The result of the autopsies have not been made public. Last one, Shannon Wilson, a 13-year-old boy, died on May 22nd, May of 2022, in what Harrison County officials ruled an accidental drowning. According to a local report, authorities made that determination without conducting an autopsy. Wilson's family disputes their conclusions that alleges that white youths threw him into the water. They have also accused officials of mishandling his body, including claiming that it was embalmed without consent, which they argue could have compromised potential evidence. It would.
She knew that. She knew it. She knew what it was gonna do. Oh, they make these stories, these things that continue to happen to our kids. It makes me hot. It makes me so angry because we know what they're doing.
We do. And it's to the point now where we want to trust, but trust for what? You gotta earn.
I don't even want to. I'm just done. I don't know. I'm whatever. I don't trust.
PTSD.
No, I'm past it.
Yeah. We know what happened. Let's go ahead and bring our sisters up and let's get into this diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mississippi.
Topic.
You guys, isn't the medical examiner, isn't that a position that you are appointed to? Let me double check, because I think that you have to be appointed.
Let me look that up. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. I am thoroughly disgusted right now.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, one of them, how you embalm my child without my permission? How do you do anything before they kill? Let me not say that. They get me when they diagnose something without the autopsy, because with Nolan, the lady had a diagnosis before she even
the next day.
They were like, "Oh, it was accidental." Like, well, can we wait and see the professionals? Can they? Like, that's how you know they're covering up and preparing a narrative. When you go ahead and give that to the public are going to say, "Well, the police said," because you already put it out there. And then now we got to jump through hoops to get Ben Crump, to get Tyler Perry. We have to get independent autopsies because we don't trust the people that are doing the ones that are telling us that our children picked a tree to hang from, and Lord knows we don't do that.
Part of the game.
Nobody's going to believe us until we have another autopsy performed by somebody that looks just like them to say, "Hey, whoa, now, yeah, she's wrong. That's a lie." Then they're
the
like,
thing
oh,
is,
well, she was so wrong to do that.
Regardless if you think there was wrongdoing or not, if you're under a certain age, you're supposed to do an autopsy. If the person is under a certain age, you're supposed to see what happened if you think there was wrongdoing or not. So embalming somebody, you definitely felt like something was wrong, or you seen something, you tried to cover it up.
Yes. Embalming a 13-year-old or 14-year-old
without the parents' consent.
Without the parents' consent should have been her arrested. Period. There's a law.
So in most states, the Office of Medical Examiners is not elected. Instead, it is appointed by the state or local government, often by the governor, state attorney general, or state board of health.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Mississippi. Go vote.
Vote her out.
No, you have to vote for the governor. You have to vote
who
for
appoints her. Right.
The person that appoints her and get her up out of there. And all of her cases need to be reviewed, especially with people of color.
She would not be comfortable in her office if I was anywhere close, because I'll be out there just a picking, and I have my little picket sign and a bullhorn every day. Ma'am, you need to leave. Because there was a lady. She would have found the right thing, right results had it been. And this is, and especially if it's cases against where a white person did this to a black person. These are the ones where you, no foul. The one with the police was horrible. She should have been arrested from that when they proved her wrong. And the other one said that there was no discussion of it being caused by somebody else. Like, where was the confusion at? Like, I was sitting over here.
That is why I said it's all part of the game.
Yes.
Game in this they've been playing the same game for centuries. I mean, it is nothing. It's just a new time, new games to play. That's it.
New set of people, same situation.
That's sad. I'm sad. I do. Okay. That really, because we were talking about Nolan, and then there's people that are upset that Nolan his family has a GoFundMe. And what's wild to me is they will raise money for the most racist people in the world to do something crazy, and nobody has a problem with that. But right now they're like, oh, Ben Crump and Dr. Reverend, whatever.
I don't even listen to them people because they are so irrelevant. I don't. If you got a problem with somebody,
dumb stuff.
Pick and choose who you're going to support, and if you don't want to support it, then don't.
It's not your money.
It ain't your money. There you go, pocket watching and trying to tell folks what to do.
Because they didn't want him to afford to get an autopsy. That's what it is. They hoping that we're not going to be able to go and look any further. Them they going down. I see that one happening in our favor because there's too many things that they're trying to cover up. And
I think the parents would want their child not to GoFundMe. If they had a choice, I think they would want their son.
Hello.
Ain't nobody getting rich off of GoFundMe because something happened to their child. I think they want their child.
That's had a child in the freaking GoFundMe. And then they get mad that people are donating money. Y'all do it with your people.
Let us do it. Let them stay mad. I don't.
They gonna stay mad.
I mean, they gonna stay mad anyway.
They mad. They mad that we exist.
They wake up mad. Yes, exactly that right there. So,
what's really telling is, I'm looking at TikTok, and our family and friends on TikTok are throwing up all state. They're putting up states that are, bad as well. It's every state in this country.
Everywhere.
We don't have a safe state in this country, not one. Not one, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get into our topic. I just wanted to bring that to Mississippi's attention. You guys stay diligent. Don't let them get away. We're going to continue to stay diligent. And this lady, this broad, this chick, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to get put off the air. All right, y'all.
Start early voting. If early voting is open, start. We're early voting here now, and I'm going to go get my vote on. Start voting now so that they can't say your vote does not count or they can't make, problems for you.
Or before they try to do something with the SAVE Act. Y'all go ahead and early vote. That way you don't have to stand in lines and you don't have to deal with what I feel like. These are just my views, what I feel like they're trying to plan to do to disrupt the elections. Go ahead and get it out the way. Go early. That's what I did.
And go often. Go early and often. Don't miss it. see it as like a Michael Jordan shoe release, you know.
Stand in line. Exactly. They wait for the release date. I got mine set up now on text message when I did the last one. So they'll send text a couple days before early voting is now open. Are you planning to come? They send stuff to the house. Like, they're really proactive here in Georgia. And it's crazy.
My child was asking me about a couple candidates. She's been watching the commercials. I'm like, where did you hear that name at? She's like, she's like, don't. She said, don't vote for her. I'm not voting for her because she like Trump.
I know that's right, Abby. Good.
She heard the keywords and said negative.
Right.
Okay. Today we're going to talk about diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage. The wildest part about that sentence is people are going to listen and hear diversity, equity, and inclusion. Anybody anywhere is going to hear the wrong thing because that's not what it means. You know, we'll get into diversity and inclusion, but it's not DEI. Diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage form the foundation of equitable communities. Diversity embraces distinct identities like ethnicity and traditions. Inclusion ensures everyone's voice and history are valued, and cultural heritage preserves these shared roots. Together, they foster societal harmony, empathy, and innovation. And I'm going to just say it because the way our country is going, we are not in harmony. We have strong roots. We have strong cultures. And sometimes I guess that just rubs people the wrong way. Some people don't have any, and that's not our problem. But we have to make sure that we have pride in our culture and show it whenever we can. Understanding that we have, trying to say, the unity of so many different types of cultures in this country, you can only find it like here. There's so many other countries that you rarely see different ethnicities. We have the biggest group. I think New York probably is the state with the biggest, different ethnicities.
The most diverse.
Yeah.
And Houston, Texas is the most diverse city in America.
Yeah.
It is. Yes, ma'am.
But that's what the focus of those three things: the diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage. And then it breaks it down by each one. But I'm gonna let Nikki go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say, just it kind of is building on what we talked about last week. So diversity includes everything: race, gender, age, religion, sexual orientation, cultural background, even some of your experiences. And inclusion is kind of what we were talking about, making it so that everybody can participate, regardless of what you have going on, disabilities or other barriers that you might have. So it's making it all kind of come together and then celebrating those things together. When I think about it, I think about like my high school. We had this banner on our school and it said many cultures, one school, one tradition, many cultures, one tradition. And we used to have a multicultural festival at the school, and we'd have different booths, and so we'd have people who would dress up in, different clothing from different cultures. They would teach you how to do their dances. We would all cook different foods. You get tickets. You can go to each booth. They would teach you languages, all type of things we learned. It's like we have a lot of different people here, but we're all in one place.
I did not know that. My school, I think I was lucky, and I've said this before, from kindergarten to high school. And I live in North Carolina in like a little rural town where the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school are within 2 miles of each other. But from the jump, I grew up with, we had like 10, 15 different ethnicities in my school, and we learned to grow with them. So it was not a whole lot of, feeling like it's just an all black school or just, you may see a few there. No, it was interracial, very interracial. And I feel like that helped me be able to learn and get along with other people and learn things about other people's culture, because we didn't have anything like y'all did. That would be amazing. Hopefully they do something like that now, just learning about other people's culture. I think if you take time to learn where somebody comes from and what people's traditions are, then we would stop some of this discrimination.
Right.
People are scared of new things. I understand that. Some people are scared of new foods. I have my family, my aunt, I promise you that lady only eats shrimp. She's scared of crab. She's scared of all kind of shellfish. She's like, oh, it's creepy crawly. I don't like it. But I've been to different places. I try different things. You have to learn where people come from. It helps you understand those people. So cultural heritage is the legacy of physical artifacts, traditions, and practices inherited from past generations. Things like your grandma's great grandma handing down a recipe for something that you got to follow these directions specifically to make it exactly like you pass those things down. That's one of the cultural heritage. It bridges the past and the future, shaping the community's identities, values, and shared history. And it's divided into two main categories: tangible and intangible. So we'll talk about the tangible heritage, unless you wanted to say something.
Well, no, not yet. I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Okay. We'll talk about the tangible cultural heritage. Consists of physical artifacts and sites that can be stored or physically touched, like a recipe card, or like a quilt, like your grandma or somebody had a quilt that you passed down from generation. Tangibles are actual things, right?
Right.
Somebody says immovable heritage, historical buildings, most of the African American history museums, or the Holocaust museums, things like that. Monuments, archaeological sites, the pyramids, the Colosseums in Italy. And movable heritage, paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, coins, and artifacts. Those are called tangible cultural heritage. And then intangible is this encompasses non-physical elements that exist intellectually and socially. Traditions and language, folklore, myths, and native dialects. Performing arts, when you see Hawaiian people do their traditional dances, you'll see they'll have dances for
What did you call that?
Hawaiian people.
No, what did you call that?
These are intangible cultural heritage. So the tangible are like physical items. The intangibles are like traditions, things like performing arts, traditional music, dances, theater,
storytelling.
It's good to know that, because like when we go on these cruises, me and Kitty was just talking about that, you know,
really?
On these cruises, and when you go to different islands and you visit different places with culture, they usually have performers who are dancing and or doing things or making things in their native country and things like that. So to know the name of it, because I enjoy that part of going to places where you can vibe out and listen to the music and dance with them, and you know, it kind of brings you to a different place where you can feel like you're inclusive with what they're teaching you. They're teaching you their culture, and that's why I'm so blown away by these people who fight against diversity.
They don't want to learn.
They don't want to learn.
They only think that they're the only things.
They think they know. Yes, they think they were.
They ain't got no culture. They don't have one. When you don't have something that you can teach people, you don't want other people to show the things that they have.
That has to be a dark place.
Culture. Just like you were saying. Imagine going to another country and you see the children doing a little dance and they're teaching it to you and pull you out of the crowd and come on, let's do this, let's do that. You know, you see an old lady sitting on the side and she's building, weaving a basket or something in their traditional colors and things like that. That we are intrigued by those things because we like life, we like colors, we like fun, we like people.
I think most people would be, though, right? If they were introduced to it, instead of being enclosed and in a bubble, to think that only you exist in this world.
But that's the problem that I feel like we have sometimes. Well, not, you know, just as Americans that they have sometimes is they go to these other countries and we expect everybody to speak English. I'm not going to take the time to learn what your language is. You need to speak English, and I want things done this way. This is how we do it there. How come you guys don't do it here? And that irritates me so bad when I go out of the country and I go on cruises or I go somewhere and people are acting like that. I'm like, I get so embarrassed.
Well, let's just call it what it is. It's not all people. Y'all know who it is, and that's why the Mexican government, as well as the Mexican people, have said we don't want y'all over here because y'all don't know how to act. Y'all
they came over there.
Tell us what to do.
They went over there and told them people that they have in American music. Like, why are y'all? They was complaining.
Why did you go there?
Why? Just
why you don't go here? This is our music, our culture.
Because what we would have been doing was dancing.
Right.
Didn't have to understand a word.
But the caveat behind them saying that is, but you want to eat our cultural food.
Oh, yes.
You want to come and emulate our cultural dancing here in the United States, in America.
Hairstyles.
Everything.
Assimilate. Why don't y'all assimilate to us when you come here? What do you have?
Let's take a break. I want everybody to think about that. What do you have? Let's take a quick commercial break because we will go off on a tangent. But for once, I can read one of T-Wiz's posts. For once. T-Wiz said the worst people think their culture is superior. You are absolutely right, T-Wiz, especially because they don't have any culture. Maybe it's khakis and white shirts and pitchforks and crosses. Anyway, let's go on a commercial break. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Advertising with Our Plugs, the Community Connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Meeks. I'm a wife, a mom, and a soldier for life. And I'm running for the 19th Judicial District Circuit Court Clerk for Montgomery and Robertson County in Tennessee. I am so grateful for Our Plug LLC for giving me an opportunity to share my platform and explain why I'm running for office. Early voting is July 17th.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mara Keller, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and candidate for Congress in Georgia's 3rd District. Now, I'm running because too many decisions in Washington are being made without listening to the people that they affect, whether it's public safety, veterans care, education, or protecting our constitutional rights. These aren't partisan issues. If you believe our government should work for everyday Americans and not special interests, I invite you to stand with us. Your donations help keep this grassroots campaign people-powered. Every donation fuels our voter outreach, ads, and our shared fight for a better Georgia. Visit marakeller.com to donate today. Let's finally serve the people who send us to Washington. And a huge thanks to DJ Kitty Cat 50 for the energy and the spotlight. Let's keep pushing.
What's up, everybody? Scott Cologne, District Attorney and candidate for the United States Senate for the great state of Mississippi. I had a great time talking about my campaign with the crew at the Community Connection morning radio show. I'm running because Mississippi matters. Our families are paying more for less, and our rural hospitals are under serious threat. I spent my career fighting for my community, and I'll bring that same fight to Washington. Folks in the Holly Springs area and worldwide should check out our convo and visit cologneforsenate.com because Mississippi matters.
Remember, Iran doesn't have a choice in a lot of this because we destroyed so much. And I'll give you a quick math equation. Okay, maybe they do end up getting $20 billion, let's say. Let's say we're still $300 to $500 billion ahead, considering we destroyed their Navy, destroyed their Air Force, destroyed all those nuclear facilities I already spoke about, their steel manufacturing, their drone manufacturing, and so many other things. We destroyed all that and closed their ports. We're pretty far ahead.
So we destroyed everything, and we're going to pay them to rebuild it all, pay them to open the strait that was already open for free. And at the same time, people here in the district can't afford to eat, can't afford their health care, and can't afford rent. Got it. If that don't make sense to you either, please consider supporting my campaign. Go to BernardTaylorForCongress.com. Let's bring some change here to Florida.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. Today we're here with our sisters. It's How's Your Mental, and we are talking about diversity, inclusion, and cultural heritage. I'm about to go practice some cultural heritage.
Don't do it.
I am. I'll be right back. Y'all go right ahead.
I got two more intangible cultural heritages. So we talked about oral traditions, which is folklore, myths, and native dialects, which is your different native tongue. So most people hear Spanish and they think Spanish is one language, but it's not. People have there's different dialects of the Spanish language. So that's why Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Argentinians, all of them, they speak a different type of Spanish. That's what the dialect is. So the other two are social practices and rituals, which include celebrations, festivals, and community ceremonies. So y'all have seen like Carnival. That's one of their festivals that they have, and then the traditional craftsmanship, which is specialized knowledge and skills required to produce traditional goods. You have seen people make like a traditional wooden flute, and certain people know how to play the flute, but the tradition of how you make it is cultural to the group of people that that are making it. So it's a specialized knowledge and skill that is required to produce traditional goods. I saw somebody make, I don't know what me and my husband were watching, wasn't the Nature Channel, but it was something similar, and they made like a harp, and the strings on the harp were made out of some kind of animal, twine, fur, something. I was just sitting there looking at it like, wow. And it was a certain animal that they had, and they had used this animal to make this for, the bones were made into the outline. It was wild, but it was great because it was tradition of how they made it. So those are the other two. There's a natural heritage as well, which is outstanding, like natural landscapes, geological formations, and habitats of threatened species of animals. And then why that matters. Preserving your cultural heritage is essential because it anchors individual and collective identities, promotes societal cohesion, and drives local economies through tourism. New Orleans is a tourist city. There are countries that are tourist countries. Everybody want to go to France and see the Eiffel Tower. And, that is why preserving your cultural heritage is important, because you grew up seeing that. Other people want to come and see that. And it's fun sometimes to have tourists come in and you see somebody and want to explain, this is where we're from, this is what we like doing, this is where it came from. So that's why it matters. Okay, I know that was a lot.
And I was going to say, too, the reason why it matters, too, is like, if you think about right now what we're doing, inclusion is supposed to make people feel comfortable being who they are. And it's supposed to make, everyone, it's like, I love who you are. You can be yourself here. You're safe, psychological safety, physical safety. That all is a part of inclusion. So what we're seeing a lot right now is like cultural erasure, right? Where, and I had to bring that part up, where we want everybody to be the same. One culture, we want you to assimilate. We want you to be, we're not going to think about your history, your languages, your traditions is being ignored or replaced. If you're here, you have to do this. This is it. That's your only option. You have to do this religion. You have to speak English. You have to do do these things. Your culture does not matter. So cultural erasure is a big part of why this whole topic is important, because that's what's kind of going on right now.
Yeah, I could see if it was something great to learn a new culture, excluding everybody else and everything else is what makes it negative. Why would you want to exclude? Nobody forces you to speak a different language, right? Nobody forces you to assimilate to somebody else's heritage. I don't like when I hear Hispanic people having a conversation to themselves, and then someone comes in and yells out, "Speak English. You're in America. We speak English." That is their personal conversation you're trying to interject into. They're not speaking.
Well,
it doesn't matter, but it hurts their feelings because they know 2 languages and they don't.
Think about it. They don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
I mean, Americans have, I'm sorry, it's just
arrogance.
Are just nosy.
Yeah.
And they feel like these particular ones that have this image that they are the pure only race, and that you have to come here, you have to speak this language, you have to be this type of way, you have to practice this religion. They have been short on the given the short hand of the stick. They've been given, they haven't been given the opportunity to learn diversity. I remember, I don't know if it was a conversation I had on TikTok or something with someone who said, or I didn't have a conversation. He was having a conversation that he didn't even know Black people existed, because he was so secluded. And I think you talked about that, MrsJack.
It was a school.
Students
one of my soldiers.
Your soldiers who didn't even know that Black people existed because they were kept in a box. Only included their kind of people. So, and that's a shock. And that is, to me, a form of child abuse. You do that to children. When we live in a world that's full of diversity.
If you are in a position and there are Black people in your surrounding areas, yes. But when we lived in Germany, there would be people walking up to us. And remember, this was in the 70s, who had never seen Black people.
I get that. And they might have seen them on TV, or they might have seen them on a magazine or something like that.
But not in real life. Right. So my soldier, his whole school, he grew up and only went to all white schools. He said he didn't know Black people existed. That's what happened when I went to Korea. That's how they treated me in Korea, because this was 1994 and I was tall and I had braids, and they were looking at me like a foreigner, just But my soldier said that he grew up and went to all white schools. His parents told him all Black people were bad, and he didn't realize that we weren't until he got with us. So it's both of those 2 things together. It's just how they're taught as children. It's wild.
But that, when I went to Case get my master's, they had to add in a cultural diversity orientation. During orientation, we had to take cultural diversity classes because there were people who said they never interacted or seen Black people. And I guess they had some incidents before I went there.
Case?
Yes.
What?
In the middle
of Cleveland, Ohio. Wow.
Exactly. There were people who came from other places, and they wanted to do cultural diversity, so they could be comfortable where they were at.
Look, right around the corner from the trap house.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about.
They seen them.
I do.
They saw them not in a position of a therapist.
When I say the trap house, all y'all should know exactly what I'm talking about, because what do I call my job?
Right. And I used to go do my internship. I used to go from there and walk down the street.
Oh my God. Did you really? That's where your internship was? Girl. I'm surprised you made it talking to them.
And honey, it's something about the medical centers. I see the pattern, the placements of the medical centers.
Yes.
Always somewhere near the hood.
It is.
Always. And I guess it's easy access for some of our veterans who might live, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'll get off into that topic. Yeah. Wow.
But yes, we do have an issue.
Nikki.
We do have an issue in this country of trying to get people to assimilate to one culture. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in the United States. That's just boring.
Not ever.
Learn something. Open your mind and start listening.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I'm just wondering if we had a little delay.
Can y'all hear me? I might.
Keep going.
Okay. Open up your mind and go talk to some people and learn some different cultures. If you can go out and try different foods, then you can go out and talk to different people and listen to a little bit of culture. But I don't know what the resistance is. Nobody should want everybody to look the same. That's not
boring.
Diverse.
Boring.
They hate
Well,
diversity.
if I want to say that I'm a part of the dominant culture and we're putting that out there, then I have to make everything that's important to you disappear. I gotta say, oh, we're celebrating Christmas. We're not, and that's it. We're gonna put that holiday on the calendar, and we're not celebrating them. They try.
Able to say it. I think that they're doing it now, making such a big push because they know that after the year 2030, that they will be considered the minority in
they're terrified. Yeah.
And so that's why they're pushing so hard to make it a whites only pie.
It's so sad to know. Why would you be so scared of that though?
Because they know what they did to us. I mean,
because they know they're not as powerful as they try to. You have to put yourself on a pedestal. Everybody else has to be afraid. Everybody else has to, assimilate to what you're saying, do so you can feel like you have power. They know they're losing that. People don't care. People are like, whatever. I'm over here. We'll do our own thing.
Right.
So if you want to keep a hold of power, you got to make people think that their heritage is not right or something's wrong with it or it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But when you're telling us to assimilate, then what? What are we supposed to do when we get to this one? What are we supposed to do? Because you're doing all of our stuff. So what are we
saying? Just do what we tell you to do. I think it's just a feeling to say, hey, if you just assimilate, you're doing what we want you to do. You're looking like we want you to look. You're acting like us because we think we're better anyway. Another part is diversity and inclusion. D&I is what it is called. It is interconnected concepts essential by fostering equitable environments. Diversity is the representation of various human differences, including race, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, and abilities. Inclusion ensures those diverse individuals feel valued, respected, and empowered to participate fully. And that is why we got the biggest issues going on, including these different people. It seems to scare people, especially sexual orientation, because somewhere in somebody's hatred, they felt like, hey, just because somebody's part of LGBTQ plus community, they need to be mistreated. Just like Black and brown people, they just need to be mistreated because we don't agree with them and we don't like them. That's part of diversity and inclusion. There is no question why they are discriminating against it so hard in the United States, in this government. DEI is just bad, but it's a whole administration full of DEI, right? So it's the representation of various human differences. They don't want the representation. They don't want it to look different. They want it to look like they all assimilated, like snow, Yeah. And then inclusion means once we put all these differences in, we want y'all to feel respected and valued and be able to participate fully. Now, participating fully, we already know they don't want that either. They're trying to take the women's vote away.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the biggest issue with D&I. D&I is what it's called. D&I, not D&I. Diversity and inclusion. It's crazy.
Well, in the White House, we definitely have DEI. Didn't earn it. Okay?
And
they never earned their position.
It don't apply to them. It don't apply to us.
Well, I live in reality. They live in a whole nother.
Well, they on a different planet, and that's not Earth. It's not where we at.
Earth number 2. It's a multiverse. It's Marvel Comics where they live. The way they act is like, okay. The key differences. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something that kind of tries to take that away or goes against that is like tokenism. If we think of tokenism is taking one person and propping them up from this particular culture, who believes what we believe, but they are of this culture, and it's just like one or two people, and they've assimilated, and this is our representative for you. So it's not like they really care what they know or don't know. It's just like we just need your cultural diversity to say, oh yeah, we got this one Black friend. You know,
Clarence Thomas.
That's why you see a few
Yeah.
speckles at them Klan rallies. You know,
Clarence Thomas.
And they do it all the time. And you
right.
wonder, how do you keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe?
They
These
want
people
to.
are
Every
using
time.
you.
but
are
they want to. Some people are so stuck on, I want to be a part of the white culture because
The
they think that the
acceptance.
white culture is the right culture, not realizing that they will have you strange fruited so quickly.
Yeah. Or like they used to always have Jesse Jackson. Like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton did not speak for me. Like they just
Okay.
speak for the whole Black community.
Right.
So they
You know
pick up.
what, Nikki? I think that was a plot. And
Me
I
too.
say that because
Allegedly.
I know. I think that was a plot. Like what they would say, how they would try to make us believe that they were really not for our culture. Like they were because think about it. It was like, what reasons did we have to not like Al Sharpton back in the day? We didn't really know. But I feel like a lot of the other people would plant things, just like they plant things in other people's head about us.
Yeah.
That's how they would try to conquer and divide.
Yep.
I just didn't want them speaking for me. I didn't want them speak. I just didn't want to feel like they're just deciding that whatever they say goes for the whole Black community.
That wasn't for the whole
maybe we don't agree with
like
them.
we got a speaker. Like we nominated this one person to speak for all the Black community.
Exactly. So that's tokenism.
Because I would have picked Jasmine Crockett if I'm gonna speak. If I'm gonna
do it. Hold on, but they do it now, like you said.
They do it
Jasmine Crockett. They do it now.
And just like Jamal Bryant came out and said, "Oh, well, the Target boycott is over." He don't speak for us.
Right. He did that on purpose, though. But
you got to think about it. Some people assimilate because for the love of money. You know, I'm not saying he got money for it. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. But it's mighty funny that a person who had nothing to do with why we were boycotting Target and still are, came up and said, "Oh, well, now it's time. You know, the boycott is over. You don't speak for us." And what he did was he damaged himself.
Because we all said, "Who said that?
Who said
we didn't say that?
Who?
No."
But you know, you have to be aware, and it's up to each individual to be aware of whether or not they are going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, whether or not you're going to stand up and say, you know what, I don't speak for everybody. I speak for me. When we're like right now, when we're talking, these are my opinions.
Right.
I don't speak for everybody else. I don't speak for every Black person. This is how I feel.
Right.
You know, even WKRA, they even have a disclaimer. The views of the morning show are their views.
Right.
Their views. It doesn't, you know, just because we're on the air doesn't mean that WKRA agrees with us 100%. And we're not supposed to.
Yeah, and we may not even agree with each other just because we're the same color. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing too that adds to it is colorblind. When people say they don't see color, that's an issue as well. Because then if you don't see color, we're going to go by again the dominant culture, what you say and what you do, and also it takes away from the historical things that might have happened, experiences that people have had that have to do with their culture. So it erases kind of the realities of life and what people have had to go through.
That's where they came in with All Lives Matter.
What do y'all think about, and this is an open question for the panel, what do y'all think about, we have people who come to our country from other countries and cultures, and they try so hard to assimilate to us that they lose that culture that they had, that heritage, they assimilate to being something that they're not. I see it all the time.
I think they want to be.
I work in a very diverse area, and I see a lot of people from Asia that come here, and they lose that culture and they assimilate to white culture and think that that's who they are. Although a lot of them quickly learn they're not, because we have some really hateful people here. I mean, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all see that often in your?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think they lost their culture. I think they do it at home. They just stopped showing it out in the workplace because they want them to feel like they are assimilating so they can make money.
Well,
and they want to get along with the people that they see have the dominant culture so they don't get mistreated. Because again, the biggest group of hate crimes in this country against every other race is committed by white people. They commit hate crimes the most against, so they don't want to be mistreated. They want to assimilate where they have fair skin.
I think they come here and I think that they find the group that is accepted of them, or they may feel, and they do lose themselves. People can lose themselves easily by being, I mean, even a black person can lose who they are. We used to call them Oreos,
right? We got blacker.
Where you go and you may go to an all white school and you feel like you have to fit in, so you have to do things, you know, the way that they do things. I mean, it happens. So
yeah, it happens.
That's why I said, you know, I think they literally lose that connection. Some never go back home.
Well, yeah, I think that they go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Nikki. I can wait.
I think that they feel like I have to be, you know, in the proximity of power, closest to the dominant culture that's in power. And if I can do that, then I'll be okay. I know when I was in high school, I was talking to someone who had just came into the country. And back then they used to give them 7 years without paying taxes. They used to give them different like SNAP or different housing thing, you know, different things for housing. Yeah, they give them a whole bunch of incentives and stuff. And it's like, if, you know, and they would tell them, don't come here and get mixed up with black people. They're lazy and they're going to bring you down.
You have to think about even the Latin community. They have a issue. You can hear even within their culture, they don't want you dating anyone dark. They don't want their kids coming out dark. But at the end of the day, I think that every culture should be waking up right about now and realizing that everything white ain't right. You know,
should be.
And I have always gone by this one little golden rule. Okay. The things that are not good for you: salt, sugar, bread, people. Anyway,
not people.
If they can't use your comb,
don't bring them home. Don't bring them home.
No, but I always think about that because I'm around it so much and I see it. I had supervisors and I used to be like, girl, why you acting like that? Because baby, when they tell everybody to get on the boat, you're gonna be right next to me strapping in. Quit playing with me. Stop acting like you somebody you not.
Yeah, but some people have to get there though, Miss Morningstar. Most people are trying to get by. Get along, just get along.
It's self-preservation.
It's all about preservation.
Yeah,
it's self-preservation. If I'm going to make it here, I gotta be this way.
Make it till they make it, right?
Yeah, like they got too much heat over there. I can't do that. I'm not doing that with them. I'm going over this way.
Now, ever since Frumpy came into office, we have had a very big turn of events, and now people of certain hues, are trying to assimilate with us now because they see that, they don't like you either, baby. They don't like you.
That was my and before I even got into this whole politics thing, that was my favorite saying. Like, I don't know why you acting like that, because you're gonna be on the boat too. Like, they don't either. But I guess some people hard heads off behind. You gotta learn.
And it's called, the second one I can say from T-Wiz, I agree, they know how to code switch. T-Wiz is on the road today.
I had a talk with her.
You had a talk with her.
You had a heart to heart.
Look at God. Anyway, ladies, it was a great show as always.
I learned some stuff.
Of course. Any last words for our listening audience? Let's start with you, MrsJack.
A real Christian loves everybody.
Everybody. If you're a human being, okay? Thank you, MrsJack. Counselor Nikki.
I'm gonna still coach Nikki's line again. Be you to the fullest. You know, preserve your culture. Be proud of who you are, because nobody can do it better. Nobody can do it better.
All right, I agree with that 1,000%. I'm just gonna reiterate what I said earlier: salt, sugar, bread, people. Miss Morningstar, can you please?
I'm gonna take us home. I'm going to reiterate my whole affirmation: be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Love who you are. Love everything about you. Love where you come from. I understand you have to get in where you fit in and to make it in this world. And sometimes we do code switch. Trust me, I've been in that industry for a very long time. Code switching is necessary in some cases. Fake it till you make it in some cases. But don't ever forget where you come from, and don't ever be who you are. And with that being said, Memphis, Tennessee, Holly Springs, Mississippi, we thank you for always keeping it real and staying true to our plus community connection, coming through and supporting our show. Come back again at 9 a.m. tomorrow for political tea. Y'all know that gets wild. We be on it, because we own it. You know what? We own it.
Yeah, we are.
Y'all come back, and we appreciate each and every one of you. WKRA, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YT, all of the things. Thank you, ladies. Y'all always give us some good information. I learned a lot today. And I hope you guys did too. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. As we wrap up today's show, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, tapping in, and staying connected to your community.
Remember, this platform exists to uplift Black-owned businesses, nonprofits, creatives, and community leaders who are doing the work that moves us forward.
Make sure you support today's guests. Share the show. Stay plugged into our plugs, because when we support each other, we all rise.
Until next time, keep believing, keep building, and keep shining. You've got this.
You've been listening to Our Plugs, the community connection where communities meet opportunity. We'll see you next time.